Mohacho-nuok. Part 2.
Many years later, Princess Seiva Liteivi gave birth to a baby prince, who was named Tikheavek and appointed as heir apparent. One day, Preah Mohacho-nuok, while strolling in the garden, spotted a bare mango tree having its branches broken by bunches of fruit and another one with green leaves casting big shade because it was not laden with fruit. He said to himself, "The bare mango tree has its branches broken by the fruit like myself, now I will wear out gradually as the mango tree did." With this idea, the king began to feel liking to enter the monkhood. He then got back to the palace and confined himself in the palace to engage in meditation for 4 months unknown to everyone. He later got a barber to shave his head, putting on the saffron robe, carrying an alms bowl and setting off for ordaining in the Himalaya forest. Princess Seiva Liteivi and her 700 maids dressed up and went to pay courtesy call on the king. Unexpectedly, the king descended from the palace, barefooted. Despite Seiva Liteivi and her maid's plea, the king refused to get back. She then resorted to a trick, saying that the kingdom was in flame, getting armed men to disguise themselves as robbers to blackmail the villagers, all aimed to intercept the king. But he kept going forward, saying, "The fire does not burn me out. I do not have any worry. And they do not rob me, because I possess nothing, even a house." They traveled more than 900 kilometers after the king, inviting him to get back. But still he refused. A hermit named Preah Mohacho-nuok asked who the women were and why they noisily strolled in the forest like in the village. Mohacho-nuok replied, "I have left them, and they have come after me to invite me back. Which is why they are here in the forest. I want to get out of all troubles and to be ordained in order to get salvation." The hermit said, "It is hard to get out of all troubles, don't think you can avoid troubles." Mohacho-nuok reacted, "I wish nothing in this world. Why will the destructions be visited upon me?" The hermit explained, "Destruction comes from many elements, which range from sleeping, being lazy, being bored to being contaminated by food." Mohacho-nuok asked, "You give me good advice. Who are you?" The hermit answered, "I Preah Mohacho-nuok the hermit. Please accept all karma, abolish all contempt and arrogance." After giving advice to Preah Mohacho-nuok, the hermit returned to his dwelling. After the hermit left, another one named Chin showed up and asked why the king preferred entering the monkhood in the forest. Preah Mohacho-nuok answered, "I see a mango tree laden with fruit and another green one with no fruit. They make me happy. I think as long as I am a king, a healthy man, I will have many enemies who will try to kill me. The tiger is killed for its skin, the elephant is killed for its tusks, while the rich is killed for their wealth. If possess nothing, who wishes to take my life?" Having heard what Preah Mohacho-nuok explained, Chin the hermit told him to keep vigilant. He then got back to his home. The hermit left and Princess Seiva requested Preah Mohacho-nuok to rally the rank and file for a ceremony to name little Prince Tikheavek the king before he was ordained. Preah Mohacho-nuok said, "Those who rule as kings commit many sinful acts." He continued the journey and arrived at the kingdom of Thonak. Princess Seiva was always with him. The king met a man who was roasting a piece of meat. A dog secretly took the meat away, and it was chased by the man. The dog confronted Mohacho-nuok, very frightened, thinking that the king was intercepting it. So it released the meat and ran away. Mohacho-nuok did not find the man to whom the meat belonged and did not see the dog return to get it, so he picked it up, brushing off the dust and putting it into the alms bowl. Having seen what Mohacho-nuok did, the princess asked why he ate the meat left over from the dog. He answered, "Anything you get from a generous act will not make you guilty." Mohacho-nuok and Princess Seiva conversed while moving on. They met a girl who was winnowing sand with a small meshed basket. She wore one bracelet on one hand and two on the other. The hand with one bracelet produced no sound, while an unceasing clinking sound was heard from the hand with two bracelets. He asked, "Why does one hand of yours produce no sound, and the other one constantly sound?" The small girl answered, "The venerable. The two bracelets that produce sound are like two individuals who were conversing with each other. And the lone bracelet that does not clink is like a solitary person who remains quiet because he has no one to talk with. You are a smart man. Please satisfy your desire to become a lone man." The king turned to the princess and told her that the small girl sworn at him like he was her serf. So he told the princess to take one path and he took the other. Unable to cope, the princess took the right path, weeping. But she managed to meet him again. One day, while going begging for alms, Preah Mohacho-nuok met an arrow smith who was heating an arrow in embers. The smith then took it out of the fire and checked the arrow with one eye. The king asked, "Why did you check the arrow with one eye closed?" The smith said, "Thing looks broad when you see it with the two eyes. So you do not know which parts get the twists. But with one eye, you will be able to tell if it is straight or twisted." Arriving in the forest, he pulled out a grass plant and broke it by about a decimeter by separating the culm from the sheath. He told Princess Seiva, "The arrow smith mean that you have to get separated from me. We cannot live together as before like the stalks of grass which could not be inserted back into each other." Princess Seiva wept wildly, hitting her chest and tossing about on the ground until she fainted. The panicky officials and officers tried to help her until she regained consciousness. All did not know where Preah Mohacho-nuok went because they were worried about Princess Seiva. Hopeless, the princess had memorials built at two major sites in the forest and in the kingdom of Thonak, and also had Tikheavek the little prince succeed Preah Mohacho-nuok. She then decided to lead a nun life in Ampo-Vanarich-Auchian forest. After passing away, Princess Seiva was born to become Princess Pimpia Yaksartharia, little Prince Tikheavek to become Rihal Koma, the master to become Bhikkhu Sop, the sea goddess to become Nyangapik Vanna, Nea Roth the hermit to become Preah Sari both, Maikia Chin the hermit to become Preah Makalian, the little girl to become Bhikkhuni Kema, the arrow smith to become Preah Anan, the parents to be Moharich Trokal, while Preah Mohacho-nuok to become the Gautama.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video.